I've just realised I didn't have my mic on. No wonder no one could hear me. Hello everybody. Sorry about that. I didn't realise my mic wasn't on. I turned it on with the main switch, but I didn't actually switch the mic on itself. Right, I'll go back to what I was saying. We'll have to start from fresh. Sorry about that, Pete. For people just sort of like been watching this, oh, is he doing a no commentary video? Oh, right. I'll start from the beginning. Hello and welcome. Hope you guys and girls are all well, enjoying your day, evening, whatever. This could potentially be. Well, I'd say this might say this might be my last stream. I can try and do some more before the whole deadline hits. But if you guys watch my poor driving, if you watch my earlier video about the placeable potato washer, I kind of hinted that things may be changing, and things may be changing, i.e. as from the 1st of January 2020, because of the FTC and their new copper laws, I may have to delete the channel. It's something I don't want to do, but it's something I might have to do, purely because of these new copper laws and stuff that's coming in the 1st of New Year. I'm going to go into the details of what that's all about. Basically, the FTC have, I think it was 2003, brought in the copper law, and then they've I think it's 2000 and maybe 2008 they updated the law, and basically it's in regards to data protection. Now you might be thinking, well, how's that going to affect you, Kev? How does data protection affect a humble YouTuber like yourself? Well, unfortunately, it's not just me, but you're going to see it affects quite a lot of everybody. Anyone that does YouTube have read the same email and be fully aware of what's going on, and probably rightly scared of what's going on. I need a tractor. Tractor, yeah. Because of basically, so what they're going to do is sort of say, it goes back down to this data protection, which, okay, I can understand where they're trying to get at. They're basically trying to stop companies and or potential predators getting personal information of anyone under the age of 13, any kids under the age of 13, because obviously a lot of people live their lives online now. They have like personal details like phone numbers, addresses, etc, 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 all online. How's you sync anyway? It's an audio visual check. Can you hear me, see me, hear me, running everything out? Now I figured out the mic was turned off. At least I think it's off. On. Let me double check. Yeah, it should be fine. Right. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. You got work tonight. Yeah. This is a bit of a surprise live stream anyway. I wasn't planning it, doing it. But going back to the copper stuff, because the way they're changing stuff, and because again it all goes down to data protection, what the FTC have decided to do is impose rules or laws now to govern, to reduce the problem of data getting in the wrong hands of big companies, other potential problems it could potentially get with. So what they've done, they not only just fined YouTube being a surrender monkey that it actually is, has decided, right, okay, they've given the keys to the FTC in a sense. They've gone, there you go, do whatever you need to do. And so the FTC have said, right, okay, we're going to pose this and we're going to pose that and we're going to pose that. Now, doing my research, the FTC won't go after anyone that has a mixed audience group, but YouTube, being YouTube, have tried to play it over safe and gone, right, well, we can't put that option in, because if we put that option in, everyone's just going to go for that option and we're still going to get problems and they're still going to get sued. What they've done is they've done it boiled down to two categories: safe for kids, not safe for kids. The problem is, because the rulings are so vague and it's hard to sort of like know where you stand, whether you're going to be safe or not from any potential problems with the FTC and copper. Because of the fact that it's going to be deemed two categories: children, or safe for kids, or suitable for adults only. So for the adults only is 13 or over, which I wouldn't say just because you're over 13 doesn't class you as an adult, but I don't know. It's just something which is a bit strange. But I can't even say the term that I used to use, which I pride this channel being. This channel, I can't say it. The only new term I can use now is work safe. Because if I use my old term, then I'm subject to a fine. I'm going to go into more detail about this in a sec. That's one of the crazy things. It's suitable for everybody to watch. It's work safe. I can't say the other thing because again, copper, FTC, potential fine. But because the states, basically, I'm going to try and go for nitty gritty where I can. Basically, alongside YouTube, if they find so say I marked. Actually, let's go through the some other channels, like say Tom's Trains, how he's a prime example. I'd call his content child safe, but he's not, and he's also deemed his own channel as child safe, which is, in a sense, he's shot himself in the foot by doing that, because people will no longer be able to comment on his videos by deeming it as child safe. It's no longer, you can no longer comment, you can no longer use end screen cards or other bits or pop-ups. You can no longer use them. He'll lose any lose up to 90%, I think, of his any monetization on that video. Just because, but if he, problem is what he doesn't realise, though, he's not 100% safe. A lot of the YouTubers are doing the same thing. They're all jumping on, oh, let's be a child safe or adult safe, and either direction you're not 100% safe. I'm not 100% safe. This is why, even if I were to put the channel onto private, I'm still not safe, because any videos that, even if they're all set to private, they still live on the public domain. So because they still live on the public domain, although, like Sinky was saying the other night to me well, it's not our fault if someone happens to manage to stumble upon it some magic way. It's not our fault, but unfortunately it is our fault. As content creators, it becomes our fault. We're liability, and that's the whole problem that we've got, the whole nasty can of worms, which is going to open up on the 1st of January. But anyway, going back to Tom's Trains. Now, he just does model railing. I watch. I'm not subscribed to him, but I do watch his videos every now and again. I'll pop in and have a look. Now, you'd think, oh, what's the harm in model trains? You know, that again, it's work safe. Everyone can watch it. You know, young, old, alike. And you'd be right in thinking that. You would be right in thinking that. However, as soon as he decides, right, let's say he decides to do a box opening video. Right, that's full. Let's say he decides to do a box opening video and goes to grab a box cutter or even a Stanley knife. That's adult content straight away. Or, here it goes. This is the problem again, because the terms are so vague. If he decides to do, like he did something a few months back, where he did how to might have been a few days back actually, how to clean the wheels on your rolling stock. Now, because he used a cleaner which is solvent based, that is adult content. He gets a fine for that. So, by the way, I've moved all the sheep down here. Sorry, my track IR has been a bit derpy. I've moved all the sheep down to here. Now I'll do if I do my goodbye and sorry video, which I've kind of started doing some recording for anyway. You'll see the highlights of me going back and forth, moving the sheep, getting it wrong, like in this case. But going back to Tom's Trains, as soon as he uses solvent again, gets a fine, because he's used a solvent, which is an adult-based product, which I can't get this tractor in here. I have to straighten this trailer up, I think. which again is ludicrous. And the fines can be something they're gonna. Now, from what I can understand from the research I've been doing, I'm not gonna get this round. It's too tight a corner. I'm gonna have to whip this trailer around out of the way, through the hedge. There we go. This went round here before. No, because I've used a bigger tractor. Ugh. Don't do that, home kids. Right. See, I probably won't even be able to say that anymore. Don't do that at home, peeps. I'll get into the vision. Get into the habit of saying that rather than. Why aren't you going around the tractor? Probably get stuck on that stuck on other fence. That wall. This tractor must be considerably larger than the other tractor I was using. I might just drive through the hedge in the future. Just pull it round. Cheat. No, don't do that. No, you're going to do that again, aren't you? Got it well and truly stuck. Right. I'm going to have to push it. Cheap strength again. Right. That's it. Off the wall you go. That's where I want you to be. Yeah, so again, going back, the fines they're gonna basically evaluate the person. They're not gonna actually physically know how much that person actually earns through YouTube, because, well, you can find it out quite easy if you know how. But they're gonna know roughly. They're not gonna know exactly how much they earn. But again, they can be rolling charges from anything from $100, I think the lowest they can set, up to $42,000. You know, current exchange rates, you're looking at about probably around about £39,000 roughly. Again, I'm only guesstimating. Which is a lot of money. A lot of money. And even any small amount of fine, even if say it was like, because $100 was going to be roughly about 90 quid here, even if they set that, that's still a lot of money for some people. And for me, it's, you know, especially because I work really hard for the little money I get. You know, that's a lot of money, especially when you've got bills to pay and everything else. That's the thing that frightens me the most. The other things which they also can do amongst the fines is they can demonetize your channel, or demonetize the video. That doesn't bother me because I don't get monetized anyway. I'm not earning anything from YouTube at the moment anyway. They won't just demonetize the video. They'll also delete it or just take it completely off of YouTube. Again, that doesn't really bother me too much. It would make pretty difficult to make videos, especially on if you've got like a playlist of episode after episode, and then you lose 3 or 4 videos in that episode purely because of some monitors or some reason that they've deemed it not being safe for kids or whatever. Let's get that little bit that I've missed in here. Turn it round. That again, the channel, not the channel, but the video being deleted again doesn't overly bother me too much. Them deleting the channel and deleting your account, deleting my account, my Google account, again doesn't overly bother me. There's ways and means around that. You can start up a new account quite easy. But deleting the channel, again, that's another thing, which again, it would be like you've done all that work to get the channel to a certain point. You really wouldn't want to lose it. The fines are the biggest thing for me that worry me the most, because obviously if you can't pay those fines, you'd get extradited to America and then arrested. And it's the fault of having a massive, huge fine over your head. And you're going to get some sort of criminal record for it as well, because the UK police are going to have to get involved, as they always do. So, you know, it's going to have all sorts of, implications, which, it all scares me. It's a lot that scares. Again, there's another channel which you wouldn't think it would affect. Now she does sewing, because, and she I can't say the word because it would be deemed finable, but she keeps it work safe. Yeah, if you get extradited, I don't think it matters if you got a passport or not. I think they just deport you. I don't know for sure. They're thinking, yeah, I want to go to America. Yeah, but you've been living in prison, mate. Yeah, cheers, Vicky. Thanks for stopping by. But back to the woman in the sewing channel. All she does, she keeps it work safe. Right, that's the term we have to use now. Can't use the old term. Well, I could say suitable for everyone, I guess. I don't know. Again, it might not matter. As I say, I might be. Well, I say I can't even delete. Well, I can't make the channel private, because the whole. If you make the channel private, although it's privately listed, because the videos are in a public domain. I don't know if I've covered this, because I may have said this already, I may not have did. This is the stuff I was saying when the microphone was off, so do forgive me if I sound like a broken record. But even if you have a video that's, well, have your whole channel private, videos private, because it's uploaded to a public domain, it doesn't matter. It's still liable for being fined. Now, it sounds stupid because it's private. Who could get their hands on it, right? Like Sinky was actually saying the other day to me, he goes, well, it's their fault, not ours, if they can get their hands on it. Unfortunately, as content creators, it is our fault, it's our liability. We, as content creators, have to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen. But again, going back to the whole reason why they brought this in is it's all down to data. As content creators, we have no control over who can access what data. All we can do is select, well, I think that's how it goes. I think you can now select certain ads for certain videos yourself to try and target a better, well, I'd say more money. But as I'm not monetized anymore, and I can't get monetized until I get to 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 watch hours, I wouldn't know. But from what I can gather, you can now select certain ads. You get a certain amount of pay from said ads, which is handy. Well, it was handy, but that's all you can do. You can't select what data you retrieve from said individuals. You know, and I'm not the sort of person that openly sort of like invite people to tell people their names, addresses and telephone numbers online anyway. I know a lot of people do it because they keep a lot, you know, it's like cookies, a prime example, cookies, internet cookies. You go on one's website or one specific set of websites, and then when you go over to YouTube, they gather all those cookie histories and go, oh right, okay, this individual likes clothes, so we're going to give them clothes-based ads. Or this individual likes watches, so we're going to give them watch-based ads. Or this person likes mountain biking, so we're going to give them mountain biking based ads. Or this person likes health and beauty, so we're going to give them health and beauty based ads. This kid likes teddy bears, so we're going to give them Toys R Us, well not Toys R Us, but toy related adverts. This person likes gaming, so we're going to give them gaming related ads, and on and on and on and Ariston. So that's how YouTube are targeting people, and because they're targeting them in that way, that's how the copper law, they're infringing on the copper law. Because anyone under the age of, like I said, under the age of 13 is meant to be kept safe from all that. Companies cannot access their data and what they do online, their personal information, because some companies do that, they sell the information on as well. If they're caught doing that, which they do, I know they do it every day, they sell information on to other companies. If they're caught doing that, however, they can get fined lots and lots of money for doing it. But all they need to do is go, well, we never submitted any content or any information here. We keep all our records locked away on a computer, well, on a memory bank, which happened to get hacked the other day. That's how all they need to say is it got attacked by a virus, all the information was stolen, yada yada yada. And then they just go, even if, you know, they go, well, how come this company's deducted so much money out of their bank and your bank has somehow got the exact same money deposited into it? They'd find ways and means around it. They could blag their way out of anything, companies. But going back, I know it seems like a long-winded way of discussing what the FTC is doing. I think it's the FTC, or it's the FDA, I forget what it is. I know it's a federal sort of like children's protection thing, I think. It's copper, I know the actual law is a copper law. because of all that, this lady in this sewing channel, right, she keeps it work safe, as I was saying. She doesn't swear like me. She doesn't swear. She likes to bring all ages in, and she, again, just wants to share her knowledge of how to sew, how to embroid, how to, you know, knit, all sorts of stuff, clothing sort of stuff, all sorts of stuff she makes. It's a relatively small channel. I forget the exact number of how many subs she had. I think she had less than me, but again, it was a case of, now she was in the same rock and hard place. She was saying, well, because although she would deem her channel child or kid safe, she'd be in trouble because she uses a knitting needle or a sewing needle or scissors or, you know, a sewing machine, or, you know, lots of different sort of like things that could potentially be deemed as adult and not safe for children. Now, if she sets it to adult, which you've also thought about doing, like I've set my channel to adult. Now, the reason I've done it is because if you set it to kids, you lose all the abilities for comments to appear on your videos. You can't put your end cards up. And all that good stuff. And I'm not necessarily safe. You might think, oh well, Kev, of course you're safe, mate. You know, you don't do anything which deems, although you've set it to adult, if a kid will watch your video, there's no harm, no foul in that. You don't swear. You know, you keep it work safe. You'd be saying, I don't see why you need to worry, Kev. And you know, I wish I could. You know, initially, that was my first thought when I first saw this whole thing. I was like, I'll be fine. It's obviously a bit like the whole just trying to sort of restrict the bad apples in YouTube sort of thing again. But no, after doing my research, it's quite intensive. Now, even if you know, even my whole work safe channel, as I now have to deem it as work safe because I can't really use the other phrase that I used to use. Again, because I can't get a fine. That's again another thing. Right, that's enough of that. That can come up. I'll put this straight in the actual stores, grass stores actually. Now, if I were to use a phrase which I always used to use, now I can't even, again, this is how silly it's going to get. Certain teen phrases which the kids use automatically deem the video or whatever as deliberately targeted towards children of under 13 years old. Now, if I were to say to you, what does a fridge do to food? Don't say it in the comments, people, please. Don't. But just think, what does it keeps it right? Keeps it. I can't even say that. Because if I were to say that, it would automatically deem this stream right now as targeted towards children under 13. And I've probably said stuff already which I didn't even realise I said, which would probably deem the channel for kids under 13, or the video for kids under 13. Which is really annoying, because then they're going to go, well, because you said, because your channel is rated for adults, but you said that said word on your video, it automatically deems it for children under the age of 13. So we're going to fine you now, and we're going to delete your video, and we're going to delete your channel, and we're also going to remove any Google stuff you had, or any Google stuff, any anything Google related which you possess. That's going to be removed, and you're going to get this huge massive fine, and if you don't pay it, could potentially be extradition, like I said, potentially. If not extradition, you'll probably end up in the prison, English prison, with a huge fine over your head. Right, okay. Let's just park that here. Let's take this back to the farm. Wash the trailer. The track IR is really bugging out at the moment. Sorry, peeps. It's probably because my mic's slightly higher than normal. I don't know if I'd switch it off quickly. Sorry. Let me. Right, sorry about that, peeps. That should be better now. Shouldn't be interfering so much. That's the main reason why. Obviously, I don't want to leave YouTube. I've got no choice, though, in a sense, because either way I'm gonna be sort of like knackered. Either way I'm gonna be shooting myself in the foot. Because I'm not there's no safety either way, because like I said, the stuff is so vague and open to interpretation, that you're going to get caught out either way. Now, from the latest couple of videos I've been watching, like I said, they're not going to go hounding after the smaller channels, because there's no real incentive for them to do that. From what I can understand, the FTC have already said, well, no, they're going to concentrate on larger bad apple channels, so to speak. The ones that are intentionally trying to do wrong. But the problem is, because they're going to use YouTube to sort of police everything, to flag up problems, etc., etc. YouTube aren't going to use human people to analyse videos. They're just going to go, right, we'll generate some sort of like bot to do it for us. A bit like how it analyses videos at the moment, if it's for copyright issues, stuff like that. stuff that they deem as unfriendly, and unadvertiser friendly as well. So if you swear, etc, 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 again, it flags that sort of stuff up. It catches certain phrases, certain things. But again, like I said earlier, with the whole saying certain words, that same bot will be looking out for them said words, and then immediately flag up to the FTC or whoever they are that are doing this. Well, to the YouTube people, and the YouTube people are going to give the report to the FTC, and then they're just going to go, oh right, cool, let's analyse who this person is, and let's just find them. They're not going to actually watch the video, because they're going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these notes appearing, probably literally thousands within it, because they what is it I learned the other day about YouTube? I think the statistics are that there's literally 500 hours of video being loaded up every hour on YouTube. I think that's how it works out. So every hour that passes is another 500 hours worth of videos. I think that's how it works out. There's so many. I think. Let's put that up there. But whatever it is, it's a lot. It's a lot of hours. There's lots of people uploading to YouTube at the same time, and there's no way they could actually police that with human beings. No way on earth they could actually police that with humans. All they could do is, like I say, get the bots involved. And with that sort of level of uploads, it probably become less after the 1st of January. A lot less. A lot of people are going to be like, nah, I'm not doing this. They're leaving. They're going to a different channel. They're doing something else. They're going to go to Twitch. But eventually, this lot of the same people that infiltrated the copper law are going to go after Twitch. They're going to be going after Steam. They're going to be going after what's the other one? They're going to be going after them all eventually. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. I think eventually they're going to go over to that. They're going to be doing them all. No one is safe from this lot. Governments like getting free money through fines. If they can get... Hello, sheepy... No, it's weed. If they can get free money through fines, then they're going to do it. And they're going to do it all day long. They do it with taxes, don't they? Just dream up a new tax. Dream up a new tax. Dream up a new tax. Or dream up something else, a new fine scheme, just to get some extra money from people. That's all governments are good for. Let's run up here quickly. I'm going to just do the usual amount of time. I'm not going to go super fast forward because I'm going to then just sit here and chat to you guys. What was I saying? Well, yeah, because I say they'll just go. Eventually, it's going to get to a point where they're going to sort of like trickle down. Once they've weeded out the bad apples, they're going to be going, right, well, we've got rid of the likes of like Cutie Pie, or we've got rid of the likes of this person or that person, whoever who's on top on YouTube's lists at the moment. Whoever the latest flavour of the month is at the moment. Once they get rid of all them people, once they've got the money from them and they're either in prison or just not doing YouTube anymore because their channels have been deleted, then it's just the middle people, the next lot down, the ones that don't earn as much as they did but earn enough. Then they go, right, okay, let's delete their channels as well, and then it'll leave the smaller people, the ones that maybe sort of like just ignored all this copper stuff that's coming up, and then just prayed that it wouldn't happen to them, buried their heads in the sand, so to speak. Then eventually they're going to get fined and deleted, and ultimately it'll ruin YouTube, because there'll be no one left. No one will go onto it. They'll go, nah, nuts to that. If I go onto their channel, onto YouTube, if I'm fine while I'm not a creator, but there's nothing to watch on there anyway. It's all bland, very scripted, like robots, and it's all very bland. There's no real fun on YouTube anymore. No one speaks their mind anymore, and no one does anything really worth watching on YouTube anymore. So they won't bother going on to YouTube, and creators won't bother going to YouTube for the fines reasons. They're going, no, can't be dealing with that. I could get a massive £42,000 fine just for saying the wrong thing. And even if they were good, light-hearted people that, don't want to, like myself, want to keep it work safe, there's just, because again the copper stuff's so vague, it's just no point. I'm going a long way back in reverse, am I? Got it stuck. Got it stuck. She slow down time again. If I could slow down time. Make sure the. Now I'll go back. Now I've talked copper, I should say, all day, well, all stream long. I'll go back to the farm. Sorry, peeps, I bored you with this whole thing, but it's just something I need to get off my chest. And again, I'll be covering it in this goodbye video as well. I'll touch upon it. But going back to the farm, as you can see, I've not put any straw into the cows. Now, I don't like not doing that, but the reason is, as soon as you start putting straw in, the slurry production stops. As soon as you take the straw out, the slurry production starts, but the manure stops. It's weird, and that's only down to one thing only. That's down to the seasons mod. That's what the season mod does. So my long-term plan is, well, I say was, is, and still is, but also was, because of the whole of what's going on with YouTube. If I can get the video in, I will try, but if I can get the video in before the 1st of January, you'll see what I'm doing the next couple of episodes anyway, or what my plan is for the next couple of episodes anyway. As we go through the summer, I'll just won't bother putting any straw in with the cows, purely because it just makes less having to use the old Wally over here. And and scoop out that, because that was getting a bit rinse and repeat doing that daily, admittably. I could have just left it, but it just looks silly because the cows were walking in here and walking over it. Don't worry, I don't think that cow's dead. I think it's asleep. Hello, how's you? That's a fair old way. Is that USA, I guess? But anyway, what was I going to say? Back to what I was saying. With aspects to the farm, I say we'll wait. Once winter comes, I will start putting the straw back in here. So then, once the straw's in, the manure start coming back out, but then we lose out on the slurry. It's just I noticed that, well, off screen, I kept just thinking, well, why is the slurry not going up? I've also utilising another sort of like mod from the IT range. This isn't actually purely strictly IT runner. This is another mod which you can use with the IT runner stuff. I wouldn't use this particular thing on my truck, because my hook lift truck, because it will just fall. I've tried it off screen and it's comical. The thing does lots of flips up in the sun, around, sort of up and around in the air, and then it just wallops itself on the nearest roof it can find, which is really funny, but also quite a pain at the same time. Where did I actually leave that truck? Over here. How the animals doing? So they're all good. All good. How about sheeps? They should be good as well. But they can be a bit of a surprise. 1 minute they're good, next minute they're critical. Let's go and park this back up to the farm. Oh wow, the light and the reflection is lighter there than it is here. Is that same with the light off or on? It's the same with the lights off. I kind of like this thing, but I don't like this thing. Yeah, I think the other one, there's another version of this, would be better, because it's got a better wheelbase to it. But you can't customise it as good as you can with this one. The colour scheme, you can only colour scheme it. Well, you can and you can't. It just doesn't look quite the same. I might keep this for a little while if it really gets on my nerves, and I might trade it in for the other one. Sorry if I've hit the mic. Should be on a shock mount, so it shouldn't make any difference. But that's the only downside of putting it lower so it doesn't clash with my track IR. It's now right in line with my arm as I go to grab the wheel. Long term, I wanted to get a sort of a floor mounted mic boom so it could come over my other shoulder, so it wouldn't necessarily get in my way. Well, I still think it'd probably get in my way, but if it was to the right side of my face rather than left side of my face, where my track IR is, on the left side of my head, it would be less of a problem. I don't need this trailer on this here. I'm going to just park this here because it's so dark. You can see nothing. That's better. Light on this torch is better than that truck. That's another downside of that truck. Doesn't have any backlights or anything. Right. Let's go into the here. Let me in the house. Still 2 people watching. Hello to those people watching, by the way. Only 5 hours sleep. Mind you, saying that, that's my usual sleep pattern. Normally, I normally go. Problem is, me these days, it's not. Well, I wouldn't call it an old. Well, I would call it not an old age thing, but it's getting older thing. I finish work, and then once I finish work, I sit down and I'll have a drink. And then I think, right, that's it. That's taking the edge of the day I've had. So what I'll do now, I'll have something to eat. So then I'll have something to eat. And then I'll think, right, I'll have another drink. So I'll have another drink. And then my dad says that he hasn't eaten anything. So then I think, right, okay. Or he just sits there and goes, oh, what do you think on the eating front? Or he tries to cook himself something. And it goes dramatically wrong. So then I end up having to cook him something to eat. So then I cook him something to eat as well. Once I've had cooked him something to eat, then I'd sit there and veg out on a seat for a little while. Then I think, right, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go up into my room and then we'll just sit there and watch YouTube for a while. So I sit there and watch YouTube. Normally on the bed, watching it on my phone. And then because I'm on my bed, I think, right, okay, I'll have another drink, have another beer. And then I just sit there and I go, and because I'm on the bed, it's always, as soon as I get in the bed, if I sit in my seat, I'm kind of alright, but if I sit in my seat too long, my legs get really crampy, and so I need to be either moving around or laying down. So even if I lay down for too long, I get the same problem. I need to be sort of like, I can't stay still for long. But I sit on bed and I watch a few YouTube videos, and then before night I nod off, and it's normally around about. And even when I feel really tired, I look at the watch and I think it's only just gone 7 o'clock. 7 p.m. this is. It's only just gone 7 p.m. What do I do now? And I'm fighting to stay up. And so I'm finding ways of me to distracting myself to stay up. And I never succeed. I always just fall asleep. And then I wake up again. And it's always like 12 o'clock midnight or 1 o'clock or it's normally stupid o'clock. Normally it's 3. The average for me is 3 o'clock in the morning. Always 3 o'clock in the morning. It goes back to when my mum used to go to bed, and I used to hear her come up the stairs. And I used to wake up and think, oh, that's just mum, and go back to sleep. I think that's what that boils back down to. I think it's just a psychological thing in the back of my mind. Sort of coming around expecting to hear my mum. And it just doesn't happen. I think that's probably part of that. But again, waking up at 12 on the hour, every hour, that is annoying. It can sort of like, it can grind to you. And I've had, well, last 2 years have been worse for me. But last 10 years, shall I say 10? I'd say probably probably 13, 14 maybe years. I've not slept well for years. I tend to sleep fight. What happened is I get into bed and then I fall asleep fine. No problems with falling asleep. It's staying asleep that's the problem for me. I'll wake up and I'm either punching or kicking. That's my worst problem with me. I'll punch and kick and punch and kick and punch and kick and punch and kick and punch and kick. And I can, if it gets to a point where I can actually sleepwalk as well. I have been known to do that. Not often, but I have known. When I was younger, it was really bad, but it's not so bad now. I just still sleep fight. That's the worst thing. Unless I'm cuddling something or someone. If I'm cuddling something or someone, I'm alright. Well, I still fight because sometimes I come around and I'm just throwing things around, or I'm going to punch and then it's a case of yeah, I've got to stop myself in my tracks here. Oh, okay, cool. Actually, push the wrong button. I'll dump that over here. This is another problem with... I love seasons, don't get me wrong. It does give the game more immersion. Makes it a more of an immersive game. But it just makes it a bit grindy. If you've got nothing else to do between seasons, or between waiting for crops to grow, you're kind of knackered, really. You can do a lot of fast forwarding, but I think doing that does a lot of damage to the way season works. Now, actually, if I know I'm a bit weird one today again. It's like last stream, it was like a nutter last stream. I'm dilly-dallying all over the place. But if I grab a field at random, not the grass, so much the grass, well, it even happens to the grass fields, but I think this one's a prime example over here. If you fast forward a lot, you get more problems like, where is it? Is it on the map? Can I see it freely on the map? Let's head towards... I might have to cheat in a minute and engage flight cam to see this field a bit better. Okay, I might have to engage flight cam in a minute just to prove a point. I know it's weird, so when I come across it I was like, what on earth is that and why is that there? Might be... hang on. Tab. Don't know what that warning's all about. Where are you? That's the one. Fire engage Superman mode, as I call it. J, and then fly up. It'll probably be easy to see on the fields. He says he hopes. Here we go. There's one. Down here. See how it says, is it withered? Now the rest of this was planted exactly the same time as the rest of this. But this is all growing fine. This isn't. It's withered. And it makes no sense why it did that. If you'd left it out a bit too long, then I could understand stuff like that happening. But it happens also over here as well. Look. See, look. It got this point, but then it says growing, but it's not. But or look, see, hang on. See, it says harvested, but it hasn't been harvested. And if you go over, and this hasn't been touched, it hasn't been harvested, it's all got planted at exactly the same time. At one point it flashed up that failed to germinate, which again can happen with seasons. Stuff does fail to germinate, and you do get it in random patches. But I think it gets exacerbated or becomes a lot. See, there's another big patch here. Look, it says harvested, but I never harvested this. There's no way. I'd just harvest a small area just to... Could be aliens, but... And no, it's just... I think that's one of the problems with speeding too fast on seasons. If you go fast forward in time for too long, it can cause lots of issues like that. That's just my... my thought for what it's worth. But I think I'm going to leave it at that as a stream, peeps. It's probably gone on long enough. But I hope you guys and girls enjoyed it. If you did, again, thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it for any reason, thumbs down. Again, sorry about the no sound, no mic at the beginning of the live stream. I didn't know it wasn't switched on. But I'll have to sort of smack my hand for trying to remind myself to do that again. Double check. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, you did. You didn't. If you enjoyed watching this in the archives, again, guys and girls, please feel free to like and dislike. Comment down below either way. So then at least I'll know how to improve in the future, if there is a future on YouTube, after what I've been saying tonight. If you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching this, guys and girls, please feel free to share. It helps me out a lot. I don't mind you sharing. And if you're new to my channel and you maybe want to see future episodes or future live streams, depending on what happens in the new year, then please feel free to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so then you're aware as soon as I upload a video. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.